Want more peace in your life? Stop doing this yourself. Stop trying to impress others for our sake. The only reason you should ever try to get on someone's good side is if you need them for something, and only in business. When it comes to more personal relationships, you can't do anything more than be yourself. If they don't love you for who you are, then they will never truly love you. Don't waste your time depending on others' approval. Stop lying to yourself and be true to you. People will lie to you left and right throughout your life. It is one thing for others to be lying to you, and an entirely different issue if you're lying to yourself. You are the only person that you can trust, remember that. But if you have a habit of lying to yourself, then you can't even trust yourself. You have to be able to rely on yourself and on what you believe. If you know something to be false, then stop convincing yourself that it is or could possibly be true. Improbable is one thing, but impossible is another. Feeding yourself lies or half-truths will lead to the forming of a reality that doesn't actually exist past the confines of your psyche. Stop fearing failure and trust yourself. Failing is learning in the real world. There is only so much that you can read up about the way the world works, but true knowledge comes from experience. And no one gets it right the first time around. You failed. Great. Try it again. And again. And again. The more times you get it wrong, the more ways you know not to do it. Stop wishing you were someone else. Make sure that you know who you are and do all you can to develop, not change. People don't change, they develop and grow. You have the potential to do anything you want. Figure out what it is that you want out of life and go after it. There is no need to change who you are to match some weird notion of who you should be. Of course, certain situations you may find yourself in will have certain rules of etiquette, which you will need to learn and adopt. However, who you know you are and who others perceive you to be does not have to be the same person. Stop being ungrateful. Happiness does not lie in the material, but in the immaterial. Be grateful for what you do have, especially those that play important parts in your life. You could be worse off and may very well be worse off sometime in the future. Enjoy whatever prosperity you have. Live in the now and appreciate the small things in life. Stop worrying. The more responsibilities that you have, the more you have to potentially worry about. The key is to not procrastinate and approach all problems logically. You only have so much time in a week to work on the things that need to be worked on. You can do so much with that time. As long as you do as much as you can do, there is nothing you should be worrying about. The only thing worth worrying about is your own laziness. Everything else is out of your control. If you worry about things out of your control, then you are setting yourself up for a mental breakdown. Stop wasting time. You are only allotted a sliver of time to call your life. Use those minutes and hours to make the most of your life. Ever hear your elders complain about how fast time flies by? Listen. They're speaking the truth. Stop wasting time with gossip, news, with things that not fulfill your life. Be conscious with what you waste time in, look for better things to improve yourself and your life, choose the right people to be around you and leave others behind. Stop making excuses. I understand that the time isn't right, the place isn't right, and the stars have yet to align perfectly. The setting will never be perfect for anything. Perfect is not the alignment of outside forces, it's making the perfect opportunity. Stop making excuses and start making opportunities for yourself. And if you fail once, keep trying. Failure is a myth. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Life is tough for everyone. The richest of the rich have problems. The poorest of the poor have problems. We make problems for ourselves, they don't exist outside of us. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and start interacting with the world around you. You make your mind and you can choose the thoughts you want to think. Most people simply don't think. Your mind is your most powerful tool to be the best you. You are the only one responsible for your life, so choose to live well. Stop trying to change others. People don't want to be changed and most often can't be changed. You must learn to accept people for who they are. The less you focus on all the things you find wrong about an individual, the more you can focus on how to deal with them and all their discrepancies. Don't fix people. Learn to deal with them. Stop focusing on the negative. Negativity is overwhelming and contagious. It tints the way we look at the world and makes us believe that we are worse off than we actually are. Negativity and worry go hand in hand and can be the downfall of all that you have worked so hard for. Living in a world filled with your negative thoughts doesn't leave any room for the positive. Focus on the negative and you will hate your life. Think positively and your life will get better. Change to adapt to your wishes and you will begin to see changes happening in your life. Stop rejecting prospective partners because of your past relationships. You fell in love and had your heart broken. Happens to all. Luckily for you, now that you have experienced the pain of a broken heart, you have fully experienced the love cycle and can grow as an individual. Relationships, like the rest of life, are learning experiences. Don't generalize and make yourself believe that all relationships end in heartache because that doesn't have to be the case. Ultimately, you and your partner decide whether or not the relationship will work. Check your baggage at the door. Stop living in the past. Everyone carries emotional baggage with them. Some of us carry the weight of a depressing past while others live in those happy long-gone moments that we consider to have been the best of our lives. You can reminisce if you'd like as long as you don't forget that your reality exists only in the present. It can be a dangerous thing to dwell on the past. Nostalgia can overcome us and make us feel that the world we are living in today falls short of the happiness we experienced in the past. Other times we will punish ourselves for mistakes that we have done and dwell in the negativity and bad feelings that we had. Whatever the case, be wary of focusing on past events and do your best to live in the moment. Stop attempting to buy happiness. You can buy drinks, buy drugs, buy sex, buy trips, buy experiences, buy toys and clothes, but none of it will make you happy, at least not past the day that you buy them. Happiness must be something attainable by each and every person no matter what his or her circumstance. If the poorest of the poor can be happy, then happiness cannot lie in the material. Stop relying on others. People have their own lives filled with their own headaches, own problems, own mishaps and own successes. Friendship is great, but often doesn't weather the storm. Be self-reliant. Be independent. We all find ourselves alone at several points throughout our lives. If you find yourself on your lonesome and don't know how to deal with it because you are used to having constant support, then you will drown. The truth is that you are your only true friend. Friendships end, relationships end, but you are with yourself 24 hours a day. So rely on yourself, be happy with your loneliness, don't expect much of others and work on yourself. You cannot give what you don't have.